Flourless chocolate cake is my absolute favorite when I'm in need of some chocolate indulgence. What's great about this recipe is it uses chocolate chips, so it's got that very rich chocolate flavor, and it's made with coconut sugar instead of normal white sugar, which makes it a much healthier option. And I just have to show you how to make this. So let's get started. First of all, I have a pot here and I've just added a little bit of water inside. I'm going to create a double boiler. Putting my heat up, and you want the water to just have a gentle simmer, so you don't want the heat on too high. And make sure that the glass bowl you use fits on top of your pot and that the bottom of the glass bowl does not get into contact with the water, otherwise you're going to burn your chocolate. So you place the glass bowl on top, and then to that I'm adding 250 grams of dark chocolate. This is a 70% cacao chocolate. Adding all of that in. And then to that I'm adding some coconut oil. And you just want your chocolate and your coconut oil to melt together, giving it a stir every now and then. So I'm using a spring-form cake pan for this recipe, and I've already sprayed it with a non-sticking cooking spray. You can also just use butter or coconut oil. And I'm also going to line it with a piece of parchment paper at the bottom. And then set that aside until you are ready to pour in your batter. So next we're going to separate 6 large eggs. Your eggs needs to be room temperature, and you want to separate them because we're going to whisk up the egg whites to get a nice airy and fluffy chocolate cake. So I like to work in separate bowls because you don't want any egg yolks in your egg whites. So just for in case you make a mistake or one of the egg yolks break, then you don't lose all your eggs. Room temperature eggs whisk up in a bigger volume than cold eggs does, and also you want your ingredients to all be at the same temperature so that your mixture does not curdle. So you are looking for a stiff peak consistency. So if you see stiff peaks on your egg whites and they're not falling over, that's the consistency you want. And now we are going to create a meringue by gradually adding your coconut sugar to the egg whites while whisking. So I've got my egg whites, my meringue on this side. My chocolate is now cooled down to room temperature. So now it's just a matter of combining all the ingredients and getting it into the oven. So to the room temperature chocolate, I'm going to add the 6 egg yolks. While I'm pouring the egg yolks in, I am going to stir. If your chocolate is going to be too warm here, you will end up with scrambled eggs. So it's really important that your chocolate cools down to room temperature. And then adding a little bit of espresso powder helps to bring out the taste of the chocolate even more. And this is exactly what you want. You want this thick, luscious, chocolatey texture. Okay, and now you start off by adding just a spoonful of the meringue, and the first spoon you can just mix in. You just want to marry the chocolate mixture with your meringue mixture. And once you've got everything incorporated, you can start to fold in the rest of the meringue. It's just a matter of swirl and fold, and you just keep going until all the egg whites are incorporated. And this is important because you don't want to deflate the egg whites, because that's what's going to give the chocolate cake its volume. Okay, all my egg whites, my meringue is incorporated into the chocolate, and this is ready to go into my pan and into my oven. My oven has been preheated to 150 degrees Celsius, and this cake bakes for approximately 40 to 45 minutes. Make sure the whole bottom is covered with the batter. Very gently, of course, you don't want to deflate the eggs. And we pop it into the oven. So when the cake comes out of the oven, it has risen, but the moment it starts to cool down, it will fall back in almost like a souffle, and that's totally fine. So to add on to this very rich and decadent chocolatey taste, I'm going to sprinkle over some raw cacao powder. Just look at that, and let me show you how it looks like on the inside. This gets me super excited. Just look at that. You can serve it just like it is. I like to add a few raspberries on the side, just to add some color to the plate and also to cut through the richness of the chocolate. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that I can share my recipes with you. Please like and subscribe.